is Leah Resendez. I am the program specialist for the Learning Community Center at Cabrillo. So my job is really similar to Lydia's. My position requires me to have a vast knowledge of support resources at the college to be able to help my students access those resources, more helpful hints, kind of student-based skills, all of those great things. So today I'm going to be sharing some student support resources that are available at the college. We're going to talk about just general overall resources for students, and then we're also going to talk about more education-focused resources. And then at the end, I will be available for any questions that you might have, and then I will give you my information on how you can contact me also if you have further questions. So let's go ahead and get started. So you can see we're going to start with the student resources. Cabrillo has a wide range of student resources. I am just trying to highlight a lot of the most common ones or the ones that students access the most. The first one is going to be academic counseling. Academic counseling is very important for every student at Cabrillo. A lot of times students are unsure of what classes to take. They're unsure if certain classes will count towards their degree or transfer, or they just want more information about education supports and resources through academic counseling. So you can make half-hour or full-hour appointments with a counselor. They can help you go over your transcripts. If you came from another college, you have classes to send over, help you make an education plan, and that's important for every student to have. It's your roadmap to your education. What classes do you have to take to get where you're going? When you're ready to graduate, they can help you petition to graduate. They can help you with transfer application, career advising, academic issues like academic dismissals, a whole lot of things. So right now, because we're not doing any in-person services, everything is online. So there is still like 10-minute drop-in advising, and the full list of advising times is available on the Cabrillo College counseling website, as well as information on how to contact counselors. So if you have a general question or you would like to make an appointment with the counselor, you can use the resources that are listed down here at the bottom. So you can contact via email at this email address, or you can call them directly. And this is if you have any general counseling questions. It's easy to email them, include your student information like your student ID, first name and last name, and your question. And it usually takes about 24 to 48 hours turnaround time for them to get back to you right now, because it's really busy doing everything online, but they will get back to you, and they're more than happy to make an appointment and to help. And it is recommended that students meet twice a semester with an academic counselor. So if you're taking a CG class with Claudia, you can work directly with Claudia to do your academic counseling, or you can choose any of the academic counselors at the college, and we have more than a dozen counselors to see.
Yeah, and Leah, if I could just add to that, just because the students are involved in the 2+2 cohort, they actually can contact me directly, and I can schedule an appointment on their behalf with Claudia, because Claudia is going to be their counselor during the cohort program.
Yeah, and a lot of programs, like the program you're in, have specific counselors that work with them. So that's fantastic because you get to build a personal relationship, and that counselor knows your story and knows where you want to go. So fantastic.
Yeah, so Erica or Abraham, if you want to schedule an appointment with Claudia, feel free to reach out to me directly, and I can help coordinate that for you.
Thank you.
All right. So another program that's important for students to know that is available to you is the EOPS program, or the Extended Opportunities Programs and Services program. One of the things you'll notice at Cabrillo is we like to use a lot of acronyms. So you'll always hear EOPS, CARE, all of these things, but you'll get familiar with them. EOPS is actually a service that is available, and it's state funded to provide financial support, counseling support, and academic support to full-time students at Cabrillo. It is a free program that is available to students. You can receive academic counseling through them, orientations and workshops. There's priority registration. They also offer things like textbook purchase and loan assistance, and sometimes even monetary grants to students at the end of the semester. So there are different ways that students can qualify. I listed here some of the qualifications for EOPS. You have to be a California resident or AB 540 eligible. You also qualify for the California College Promise Grant, which was formerly the BOG grant. So if you apply for financial aid, you get notified if you've been accepted for that. You have to be enrolled as a full-time student, so 12 units or more. Sometimes there is exceptions if you are an ASC student, and I'll explain more about ASC a little bit later, but there are different enrollment requirements, and you have to have less than 70 degree applicable units. So you have to have less than 70 units at Cabrillo to be able to qualify. And you have to be identified as having an economic and educational disadvantage. I always tell my students, they look at this and they go, well, I don't know if I qualify. I don't know if I meet any of those requirements. I say, don't worry about it. Go ahead and fill out the application. It's very quick and easy, and it can be found online on their website now. It's a fillable PDF form, and you can send it back to them, and they will review your application with you and let you know if you qualify. And if you do qualify, you get all these wonderful services for free. It doesn't cost you anything as a student, nothing extra. It's just a way to be able to support educationally disadvantaged students through their journey at Cabrillo. And you can be an EOPS student for as long as you need to be or as little time as you need to be. So definitely that's something to look into if you're interested in receiving a little bit of extra support as a student. And the next one is the Accessibility Support Center, or ASC. So the ASC provides services and accommodations and education academic supports for students with disabilities or learning differences at Cabrillo. So if students have ever had a 504 plan or an IEP plan during their elementary, junior high, high school education, you can take those same support services and transfer them over to your college life. So if you needed, extra time taking tests, if you needed someone to help take notes for you, all those things are support services that are available to students with the ASC. You can also get, I listed some more accommodations like proctoring, which is essentially more time for exams and quizzes, assistive technology, alternative media. So instead of maybe reading a book, some students are audio learners. So it would be easier if you had that book on audio for you to listen to, maybe while you follow along. Also note takers for class. I know sometimes I had trouble focusing in my classes and I didn't take the best notes. I was able to get a note taker, someone who was way stronger at taking notes than I was, and they could assist me in that way. They also have equipment loans, so if you need special technology for your classes, they can assist with those things too. And these services are all provided at no charge to you as a Cabrillo student. And even if you did not have an identified learning disability or learning difference, the ASC can help you see if you would be eligible for services. So they have different testing that they use to see if maybe you need extra time on tests. I know a lot of people have test anxiety. So that is something that they could potentially help with to get you more time to be able to go through your tests a little bit easier and alleviate some of that anxiety. So I always tell students to definitely connect with the ASC if they think that they need a little bit of support. There's no shame in it at all. I was an ASC student and I'm proud to say that because that was what helped me get through a lot of my classes. And they are still offering accommodations for students. The way it works is you have to make an appointment, a virtual or phone appointment right now, to meet with an ASC counselor to see what services you may qualify for, what services they can provide to you, and then that's how you get the ball rolling and get it started. So there is appointments available right now on Zoom or by phone. They are open every day, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I've included the contact information so you can contact them via email or by phone. I think usually right now, easiest for ASC is contacting them via email. That's a little bit of a quicker turnaround time. But if you need to get in touch with them, there's those two ways to speak with an accessibility counselor. All right. And the next one is student health services. So this is one that I find that students know the least about, or they have no clue it even existed. Part of your tuition fees that you pay to Cabrillo also covers student health services support for students. So it is free, well, it's included in the cost of your tuition, but it is to provide students with confidential medical services, crisis and personal short-term counseling, referral to other community resources, and there's a lot of services that students can get through the health center. So when we're there in person, there is a health center office located on the main campus, and students can stop in there if they need direct medical services, if they need first aid. They also offer things like personal counseling appointments, and they are still doing those online. So those personal counseling appointments can be really important for students right now. It's kind of a stressful time, it's hard, and using those personal counseling services are available to you as a Cabrillo student. They also offer things like group counseling. They do all the family planning, so birth control, STI testings. They do immunizations. They've done flu shots for students, physical examinations, all kinds of things. So those are just 12 of the services, the direct services that they offer. And right now, while we are online, they are offering phone and virtual visits for medical and personal counseling appointments. So you can still make appointments. You can visit their website and locate, they have their information, contact information there, but I've included it. It's usually easiest to call them to schedule an appointment, and they will send you links to their Zoom appointments, or they can talk to you over the phone. And like I said, this is a service that is available to any Cabrillo College student. It is included in the price of your tuition, your student services fees. So definitely access it if you don't have, I know a lot of students don't have access to medical care right now, or they need additional medical care, and this is a great alternative for you. Okay, Chromebook loans. This is something new for this semester. Started last spring, but we're really rolled it out bigger this semester. Chromebook loans are available to any student at Cabrillo. So whether you're taking one class or you're taking 12 units of classes, you are eligible to borrow a Chromebook free of cost from the college to use during your semester. So if you are registered for fall classes and you need technology assistance, you can fill out the hardware equipment loan form. And it is available if you log into the Cabrillo self-service. So if you go to your My Cabrillo, like where you register for classes, look at your financial aid information, there will be the Cabrillo self-service options. It kind of looks like this. Up in the corner, I included a picture of the little purple and white form with the blue and white next to it. It's an online form that you fill out. It just wants basic student information, who you are, what classes you're taking, and what kind of technology assistance you need. Right now, I know that they are still loaning out Chromebooks. They did have a limited amount of Wi-Fi hotspots that they can loan out. I'm not sure if they're still doing that, but it is a possibility for students. So if you've been struggling, I know some students are trying to do their homework on their phones, which I commend you, that's really hard to do. But if you need a Chromebook, it is available to you, and you can use it the entire semester. If you plan on coming back in the spring semester, summer, so on and so forth, you can keep it as long as you need it for you. And they do have different pickup options. There's an option in Aptos. There's also an option in Watsonville. So depending on where you live, you can choose whatever is more convenient for you.
And Leah, I just want to let you know, so specifically for the 2+2 program, we actually have designated loan laptops for our students. So they're actually not Chromebooks, they're like Lenovo regular, like brand new laptops. And we have hotspots designated for our 2+2 students. And it's the same process. Just make sure when you're filling out the form that you let them know that you are a 2+2 student, and they'll make sure to get you the right equipment that you need.
There you go. Fantastic. So you guys have it already. So this is useful information in case you have a friend or somebody at the college who needs technology loan. This is a way for them to get it also. Okay. So I'm going to round up our resources before we move on to the education resources. So the first one I wanted to talk about is Cabrillo's food and housing resources for students. So we have a very big food and housing resource program for students because we know both food and housing are essential to building strong students and having confident students. So Cabrillo does offer assistance with local housing resources for housing insecure and homeless students. So whether you are a homeless student or you are facing becoming a homeless student, we have a resource coordinator. Her name is Robin West, and Robin can help you find housing in the community and link you up with community resources. There is also a housing board on the website. So if you navigate to the website, you will be able to find posts where there is available housing, or if people are searching for housing, they can also post. So it's an online board that you can use. The Food and Housing Resource Support Team also offers food and toiletry support grants for students. So you can apply for a support grant and they give you a certain money amount, usually on a gift card, to be able to go purchase food and toiletry supplies. They also assist with CalFresh applications, so which is the SNAP program, the county program that comes out and assists. It used to be called food stamps, now it's called SNAP. So they can help you fill out those CalFresh applications and get them submitted. And they also have community food resources. So they have a full list of any community food pantry in the county. They can help you find one that's closest to where you live. They also, currently it's closed. These next two resources are closed right now while the campus is closed. But during a normal session, there would be the Seahawks Shop and Go Pantry on the Aptos campus. So it is free canned goods, dry goods, fruits, vegetables, bread, all kinds of different food that is available free of charge to students. It's like a little grocery store, and students can go in and shop and get a bag full of groceries at any time during the semester. And then on the campus, both Aptos and Watsonville, there is multiple campus resource spots for free hygiene kits. So they're little kits put together with toiletry items, feminine products, and also free and healthy snacks. And like I said, both the Seahawks Shop and Go Pantry and the campus resource spots are closed right now, unfortunately, because of the campus closure. But if this was a normal in-person session, those would be available at any time to students. But there are still a lot of other resources that are available even though we are online. And I've included the information on the right-hand side there. If you are food or housing insecure, those are the people you need to contact. Alta, Northcutt, and Robin West are both fantastic, and they're always willing to help students. Even if there's other issues you might be facing, please reach out to them, and they're happy to help connect you with resources. And with that, one of the things that Cabrillo is continuing to offer is our Cabrillo Fresh Market. So we have partnered up with the Second Harvest Food Bank to be able to offer free fresh produce to students several times throughout the semester. Right now we're doing it in a drive-up format. So you can go between the hours of 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. on the listed dates, either in Aptos or Watsonville, to be able to receive a big bag full of fresh produce, and sometimes they include other food items. And this is completely free for Cabrillo students and their families. There is actually one that was happening today. It just ended, but the next one will be happening in Watsonville October 12th. Then there'll be Aptos October 22nd. It switches back and forth between the campuses for students. So there is a full list that is available on the Cabrillo website for the student support services that shows you the list of dates, and it will renew every semester. So this will be something that keeps happening every single semester, and students are more than welcome to come out and receive free food items for themselves and their families. Okay, so the other important one I wanted to talk about is the student employment. Cabrillo actually offers a lot of student employment resources. So they have access to resources for on-campus jobs. We hire a lot of students that are taking classes at Cabrillo to come and work with the programs. Like I have a student assistant who works in my office, and she's paid to come help me with office tasks. So if you're looking for a job, an on-campus job is a great way to go, because on-campus employers will work around your class schedule. They are mindful that you are a student first, but it is also a way to kind of make money while you are attending school. So they offer resources for both on-campus and off-campus jobs. They also offer a lot of great things like their online job board. They have job fairs where they bring in different employers throughout the county that are looking to hire students. They offer networking opportunities for career growth, and they have workshops. A few of the workshops that they're currently offering are things like their resume writing workshops. So they have resume writing workshops available on Zoom. The next date is going to be October 29th in the evening, and there'll be an additional one for the semester on November 13th. And these are free of charge. You can join and they will teach you how to write a strong resume. They can even help you go over your current resume and make some edits to it. So if you are looking for some type of employment, go ahead and go online and check out the Seahawk job board. You may find a job directly with the college, or you might find one out in the community. And because we are virtual right now, a lot of the on-campus student jobs have transitioned to being virtual. So students are able to do their jobs from home. So student employment, definitely another great resource if you are looking to get a little extra assistance as a student. Equity resources. So Cabrillo has different programs that are offered through their equity resources, and equity resources are designed to make sure that the students who have the most needs are receiving support for their needs. So these are some of the top equity resource programs at Cabrillo. We have our Dream Resource Program. It's for undocumented students, so any student who is an AB 540 or DACA eligible student, you can contact the Equity and Dream Resource Program directly. They can help you find services such as financial support for coming to college. I know a lot of AB 540 or DACA eligible students are unsure of how they're going to pay for their education or receive education resource supports. They have a dedicated team that works with every single student to make sure that they're receiving all the supports possible. They also have the Guardian Scholars Program. So if you are a current or former foster youth, anyone who's been in the foster care system, you can receive support services through Guardian Scholars. So they have specialized training programs that they offer. They offer textbook assistance. They have their own individual counselors that they work with. A lot of great resources for students if you've been in the foster care system. And another one is the Veterans Information Center, or the VIC is what they call it. It is resources for current and former service members and their family. So if you have never been an active or former service member, but you are a family member of one, maybe a son or a daughter, you can access those resources through the Veterans Information Center. And they have a full list of resources on their website, their own individual academic counselors, their own workshops. They help students figure out their financial aid packages or how service members can pay for college. They have all of those resources available to you as a student. So these are just some of the equity resources, the most common ones that I get questions about from students. And they're always ready to help, so please reach out via phone or on their website or email. They're working virtual, but they're still helping students access those resources. Okay, so that wraps it up for the first set of resources. Now I want to talk about the second set of resources, what I call education resources or tutoring supports. So I give you a list of different things that can support you to be a successful student, take care of some of your basic needs, food, jobs, housing, those types of things. Now we're going to talk about how to support you through your classes and your education resources. So the first one is the CTC, the Computer Technology Center. So Cabrillo actually has a large computer lab that is available for students to use during the campus shutdown. Of course, it is closed right now, but they are still offering some online services. I wanted to make sure that I mentioned this one, even though the physical location is closed, because it's important for students to know moving forward. It is located on the lower campus behind Cabrillo's Theater. They have over 100 different computers for students to use with all kinds of different software and programs on those computers. So you don't specifically have to be a student in a computer class or taking computer information classes, anything like that. Any student can access the CTC services. In person, they have things like scanners, copiers, staplers, paper cutters, everything that you're going to need. They also would offer USB drives, phone chargers, tablets to borrow, headphones, all of those things too. And right now, because the physical location is not currently open, they do offer online services. One of the important things they offer is assistance with Canvas. So if you have questions about Canvas, how to access classes, different resources on Canvas, They have people there multiple times a day, and you can log into their Zoom session and get help directly with Canvas. So if you're having any support issues, you can go ask them, and they're more than willing to help. And they have a full list of other things that they can help with as the CTC's offerings for online. More educational supports. So the Hub. The Hub is located on the Aptos campus, and the Hub is our central localized tutoring center. And it houses a few different programs. So the Hub is home to the Math Learning Center, the MLC, there's those acronyms again. It's also home to the English Learning Center, the Tutoring Center, and the Accessibility Support Center. So I talked earlier about accessibility support. That's where they live. They live within the Hub. So all of those programs are available in one central location on the Aptos campus. The Math Learning Center is for help with any student who's taking a level of math course at Cabrillo. So whatever level you're taking, they have available tutors online right now to assist you with your assignments, help you prepare for tests, go over homework with you. They do have a certain Zoom link that is on their website. And while their office is closed, they still have tutoring that's available Monday through Friday from 12 to 5. There will be tutors there for you to access. Saturday and Sunday, they are closed. So just keep that in mind. They also have within the Hub services, the English Learning Center and Writing Center. So if you are doing anything with writing, if you are doing anything with English, this is a great resource for you to use. So they help students that are currently taking courses in any written work to go over papers, get help with your formatting. They won't go through and tell you change this to this, because that would be cheating. But they do offer suggestions on ways to make your paper stronger or your written work stronger. And I know a lot of times instructors also offer extra credit to students if you access the Writing Center or the English Center resources. So that's something to keep in mind. And they do offer online virtual sessions. So you can make an email request for a Zoom session, or you can even send in your documents directly to get feedback. I know some of my students are writing their papers, their English papers, and then they email them off to the Writing Center, and they get direct feedback on those papers. It usually takes about 24 hours for them to come back, so give it a little bit of time, but it's a great resource if you need some help with your writing assignments. So you can email it directly down there. I put it there, elcwritingtutor@gmail.com, if you just want to send your documents in for direct feedback right now. The other side to tutoring services is we have the Hub, which is housed on the Aptos campus, and then we have the Integrated Learning Center, the ILC, which is located on the Watsonville campus. So they both do the same thing. They both offer tutoring services, but the ILC is located in Watsonville, and they allow students to meet with tutors, drop in for assistance with English, math, and other subjects. So the physical office is currently closed, but they offer tutoring services online for Zoom. And they also have a large array of bilingual tutors through the ILC. So if you are more comfortable speaking, in Spanish, or you need to communicate with somebody in Spanish to get assistance, they have bilingual tutors that can help with math, with writing in their virtual study space. So their hours, they have hours Monday through Thursday is a certain set of hours, Fridays it's a certain set of hours. Their link is for their Zoom session is on their website, so you just go right there, it's right in the middle, you can't miss it. You can also do the same thing to email writing tutor requests to the ILC writing tutor. So you can use that one, or you can use the Hub's resources. And with these two locations, what's important for students to know is it doesn't matter, you don't have to specifically take classes in Watsonville to go to the ILC. If you were taking an Aptos class, you could still go there, or vice versa if we were in person. This is tutoring services that are available free of charge for any student. And we see that the strongest students at Cabrillo are the ones who are accessing these tutoring services the most. So definitely if you want some extra assistance, get in contact with either the ILC or the Hub tutoring services, and they're more than happy to help you out. So that section is that one was really short because the tutoring services are really centralized, and education resources are really small and centralized all in one space. But like I said, Cabrillo does offer many student support services. I just went over the larger ones because I would be here talking forever if I went over all of them. But there is one centralized location that you can find it. And I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. And I'll include the link to, I'll actually send it to you, Lydia, if that works.
Yep.
And then you can pass it along to the students. But there is a student resource spreadsheet that's available online. Fingers crossed that this works correctly. Ah, it did. Fantastic. So it is an online spreadsheet that has a list of all of the support services and more that I talked about today. So the transfer center, some of the even ones that I didn't talk about, like the transfer center, financial aid, welcome center, admissions and records, academic counseling, it's all here. It tells you their hours. It tells you if they're offering in-person services or online only. Here's the contact emails. So if you're a student and you need to contact, this is who you can contact, and direct links to their websites. So you could just click on a link and it will take you directly to their website. So these are all the services housed in one place. So if you're like, I can't remember what Leah said about this service, I can't remember how to get to it or who to contact directly, this is your one-stop shop for everything. So I'm going to pass this on to Lydia, and then she can pass it on to all of you to make sure that you have access to these resources. And Lydia is a fantastic way to get more information about these resources. She can get in contact with me if she needs extra assistance too. And yeah, I think that was it. I know it's a lot of information that I throw at you all at once, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen to my little speech. But I also wanted to make sure that you had access to these resources after I'm not here anymore.